Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kids and Gavel Club. I am Annie, and it's my great pleasure to be the gavel of the day. Before we begin, I have a question for all of you here. Raise your hand if you ever taken the same road to school every day. Raise your hand if you ever taken the same road to school every day. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you, Miss Lee. Thank you, Bon. Now, raise your hand if you ever tried something completely new, even if it felt a little scary. Maybe you learned to ride a bike. Maybe you try sushi for the first time. Or maybe you give your first speech in Gavel Club. Guess what? Those moments happen because you stepped off the beaten path. Have you ever noticed that one of the most people like to follow familiar paths? We choose what feels comfortable because it's safe. But what if the greatest adventure awaiting somewhere where I've never been before? Today, themes is off the beaten path. It doesn't only mean exploring a new place. It also means trying something you never tried, thinking differently, asking new questions, having the encourage to make your own choices. Every great inventor, every great explorer, every great leader start by choosing a path that no one else had taken. As the famous author like Dr. Sensors once says, why fit in when you were born to stand out. And another wonderful quote says, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So today's, let's be curious, let's be brave, let's be creative, let's cover what happened when we go off the beaten path. Today's meeting has three exciting paths, and each one will help us grow into stronger speakers and leaders. First come is table topic sessions. This is where we think quickly and speak confidently. You won't know the questions until it's your turn, but that's the fun. Remember, there are no perfect answers, only brave speakers who are willing to try. So if your name called, smile, take a deep breath, and enjoy the adventures. Because sometimes the best ideas come when you least expect them. Let's give all our table topic speaker a lot of encouragement. Welcome our table topic master.
Okay, so I'm 6 week. Okay, today's topic is off the beaten path, and we have 7 topics. Firstly, I'd like to invite Bond, the grammarian, to answer one of these table topics.
Start off okay, number 7.
Number 7?
So,
7, please. Tell us a time you stood against the crowd, or chose something different from the norm.
well, this one is a great one. So I like that I'm kind of the best or second on math in the class. Okay, so this is not like I'm boosting or something, but sometimes in some other time in the class, well, the teacher gave me a hard problem. Say my class of 40 people, and then 39 of them choose choose a different answer. How my outcome was different and it was correct when I tried. So yeah, I decided to play different and get out of them. And it turned out I'm correct. So that's settled it then.
Sound kind of misfeel, but okay. I'll take that. Okay, we got 60 topics left, and let's see. I would like to invite Milky. Speaker number two. Can you choose one table topic question?
Yes, may I choose number 3, please?
Number three. Okay. If you could invent a brand new hobby, what would it be?
I think the hobby is collecting everything we see and put it in a notes. Like, for example, you go outside to the forest and you collect a small piece of grass and then you just stick it into the notes, like making a journey notes, which is very fun.
Okay, thank you for sharing your creation. Um, I see Annie, you're raising your hand, so can you choose something on topic?
Okay, I would like to choose number 5.
Number five. Okay. Have you ever took a risk that changed your perspective?
Mm, I think that, okay, in my opinions, I had like took a risk that changed my perspective. Once I like I play with my friends and I think I play too much dangerously. Even when my friends like saying that to me, they're too dangerous, you're too small to playing with. But I think I'm strong. I can do that. So when I play the games, like I had hurt myself and then I cry. But my friend said, we had warning you, but you didn't listen to us. So I must took that risk. And then from that day on, I had changed my perspective. I think that some things is that matching yourself, you can play with that. Just play, but if that games or that things we can't play with that, don't play. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Give me a second. Okay, thank you for sharing your opinion. Story. Um, so, um, okay, so I see Stella is also raising her hand. So can you choose a table topic?
Sure, I would like the number 2, please. Thank you.
Okay, when is it best to follow your own path instead of following the crowd?
I think that the moment where it is better to follow your own path instead of following the crowd is when something is related to creativity or art. I think that in politics, laws, economics, or something like so, yeah, maybe you have to follow the crowd since it's the logical, like most logical way possible. However, in art, art means that finding new ways to express creativity. So following the crowd, I don't think you can develop a new skill for your own. Plus, even if you did, that skill would be very repetitive as a lot of people has already done it. So again, I think that like just say for example, let's just say there was a girl and she has the decision to make, either that she can follow the crowd to a very big contest that is like in the national rounds, or that she can go her other path to practice more at home and find her new ways. So yeah, I think that's my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for sharing your experience. Okay, yeah. Do you have topics left? And let's see. I'd like to invite Tu An, speaker one. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Can you choose one table topic?
I choose number 4.
Okay, number 4. What's one lesson you think everyone should learn at least once?
I think that one lesson that everyone should learn at least one. I think that they should be brave or they should be confident when they're on the stage, like on a big crowd. So most of them they are a bit shy and then they are scared because when they on the crowds or they make any mistakes, so they will be shy and they don't like to be on the stage anymore. So so I think that they need to taught a lesson that need to be brave if they make mistakes. Yeah, keep going, and then that will be okay. And I think that that's the only lesson that everyone should at least wants to help them feel better or be brave.
Okay, thank you for sharing that point of view. Good answer. Okay, let's see. Um, can I invite the answer, Miss Lee? Can you choose the top?
Absolutely, I'm very happy to answer. I choose number 6.
Okay. Do you think success requires taking the road less traveled?
There are so many factors on the way to become a successful person. In this way, you can choose the path that you can choose the roads so many people travel, or you can choose the roads less travel people. But the point is, no, not it's not matter. You choose which way. It's not matter to choose the road less traveler or more traveler. The matter is you truly consistent with that road. When you consistent with the work, with the job, with the field you choose, the percentage of success become higher. For example, I choose to work in English field. I'm consistent to what I have chosen. I even know that so many people choose this field. I know that more and more people choose to be work in English teacher or English education, but I'm confident to what I chose. I'm consistent to improve myself, consistent to upgrade myself. And I strongly believe that in one day I can become successful in my own journey. As you see, I don't agree that success requires taking the road less travel or more travel. The point is, are you truly be serious to what you chose? You're consistent with that you do. Yeah? And no matter how what happens to you, you are never give up. You will never give up to what you've chosen. So my dear, if you love math, you love English, or in the future you want to be a scientist or a doctor, a lawyer, no matter what you choose, always thinking carefully about that in 5 years or in 10 more years, do you want to see yourself to become successful in that field? Yeah. Imagine 5 years or 10 more years, can you be consistent to what you have chosen? So whatever you chose, be consistent with that. Thank you so much. Back to you, Ling Phương.
Okay, thank you for your answer. And for the last one, number one, I am going to answer it myself. Just give me a second. Okay. If you could go one place where most tourists overlook, where would it be? So for me, it would be like a an abandoned space. Most tourists now when they come to a new place, they usually want to uh, experience something a bit familiar to what they have seen, but I'd like to try something new, something that little people travel to, and that would be an old abandoned place, uh, or a museum that doesn't have many that doesn't have many visitors. Um, so I would choose something that is a bit different and wouldn't it isn't chosen by many people. Thank you for listening. Okay, that is the end of the table topic session, and I hand it back to Miss Lee.
Oh, do I have to leave? Okay.
Goodbye,
Why do
teacher.
I?
Bye, everyone.
Oh, okay. Well, do I have to leave very soon? So now I may ask, yeah, do I go leave? No problem. So you still keep going the meeting at normal. You come back to stage to Annie.
Okay, so next is will join our parade speeches. Our speakers have spent time planning, practicing, and polishing their presentations. Every speech is like the opening of a surprise gift. Each speaker had a unique story, have a different idea, and a special message to share as audience members. Let's remember to listen carefully, smile, encourage every speaker with warm appreciation. Yeah, I think so. Because every great speaker begins with one brave speech. Thank you.
Okay, moving forward, we go to the previous speech section. Today we have one speaker that is Milky, and the evaluator for Milky will be Scott. Scott and Stella. Two of you, Stella and Scott, will give evaluation for Milky. Okay, so Milky received two evaluation because speaker one have to leave, so speaker two will receive two evaluation. All right, so now let's invite on the stage Tamer Tommy to share with us the timing rule for previous speech. Welcome Tommy on the stage.
So now I'm going to talk about the timing rules. So at 4 minutes, I'll change the green background. At 5 minutes, I'll change the yellow background. And at 6 minutes, I'll change the red background.
Remember that you will have 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, Tommy will raise the green card. 6 minutes, yellow card, and 7 minutes, red card. Right. So now with me, welcome on the stage, Milky. Welcome, Milky.
Wait me a minute. Let us set my timer.
Sure. And remember Stella and Scott, you will skip the evaluation for Milky, okay? Scott, Stella, you got it?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Great. Pay attention to Milky performance.
Okay, so my speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and good morning. I'm Milky. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you choose a different path from everyone else? Imagine that you're walking through a beautiful forest. Most people follow the wide, clean path because it's easy, safe, and familiar. You can see many footprints because thousands of people have walked there before. But somewhere beside that road, there is a small trail. It's just a narrow, quiet, and almost hidden. Not many people choose to walk on it. At first, it seems a little bit strange because you don't know where it leads. There may be rock, branches, and unexpected things turn. However, if you're brave enough to take that little path, you might discover something incredible. A peaceful waterfall, a colorful wildflower, a beautiful bird, or a breathtaking view that every few people have ever seen. That is the meaning of the breathing path. Of course, this expression is not only about traveling. It is also a way of thinking and living. In life, off the beaten path means having the courage to do something different. It means trying something new, even when you may feel nervous or scared. It means stepping out of your comfort zone and believing that every new experience helps you grow. Many of us enjoy staying in our comfort zone. We like doing things we already know because they feel safe. We sit in the same seat every day. We talk to the same friend. We choose the same activities because we know what to expect. We know it's feeling. There is nothing wrong with feeling comfortable, but if we never leave our comfort zone, we may also miss many opportunities to grow. Imagine if a bird was too afraid to leave its nest. It would always be safe, but it would never learn to fly. The same is true for us. Sometimes the most exciting opportunity begins with a little bit of courage. For students, going off the beaten path can happen in many simple ways. Maybe it is the first time you raise your hand to answer a difficult question in class. Maybe you join a new club for the first time. At first, you might think everyone speaks better than I do. Your heart beats faster and you may feel nervous for the moment you're sitting in front of other people. But after each speech, each presentation, you become a little more confident. One day, you suddenly realize that speaking in front of an audience is no longer something to fear. It's become something you enjoy. Or maybe going off the beaten path means making friends with someone new. Sometimes we always stay with the same group of friends because it may feel comfortable. But when we start talking to somebody new, we may discover a kind person who shares our interests or teaches something we never knew before. It could also mean trying a new hobby. Maybe you never paint picture before, but one day you decide to pick up a paintbrush. Maybe you never played basketball, learned coding, or played the piano. At first, you may not be very good at it. In fact, you may even fail. But every expert has once a beginner. No one is born to know how to give a speech, play an instrument, or solve difficult math problem. We all start one small step. I remember hearing a quote say, "A ship, a ship is safe in the harbor," but that is not what ships are built for. I really like this quote because a ship is strongest when it sails across the ocean, even though there are waves and storms. In the same way, we become stronger when we challenge ourselves instead of always choose the easiest path. Sometimes we are afraid to try something new because we're afraid of making a mistake. We're afraid everyone will laugh at us. But mistakes are not the opposite of success. They are part of success. Think about famous inventors, musicians, or scientists. Before they become success, they fail a lot of time. Thomas Edison tested thousands of ideas before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan was once cut from high school basketball team. If they had given up because they were afraid of failure, the world would be different today. They all choose to go off the beaten path. I have also learned something important. Whenever I try something new, I feel nervous. I wonder, what if I fail? What if everyone laughs at me? What if I look like an idiot? But after trying, I usually realize that the fear was much bigger than the challenge itself. Even if I don't success for the first time, I always learn something valuable. So you don't need to change your whole life in one day. A great journey begins with one small step. And remember, the most beautiful places are often not found in the busiest road. Sometimes the greatest adventure is the greatest lesson, and the greatest discovery are waiting for us off the beaten path. So we don't be afraid to leave our comfort zone. Be curious, be brave, take that first step, because you may discover not only a new path, but also the best version of your life. Thank you for listening.
Wow, such a very powerful speech, Milky. I strongly believe that Milky have very well prepared speech, and I wish that I wish to hear more about Milky story about how did she up the beaten part and move to a different part. But by the way, the speech is very powerful and inspiring. It's inspired me always try something new every week, every month, and every years. Now I love to back the stage to Annie. Annie, let's invite the next hero holder to keep going the meeting.
Okay, guys, finally, we'll move on to one of the most important part of every gavel meeting, evaluations. Many people think evaluations is about finding mistakes, but actually, evaluations is about helping some people become even better. Great elevator don't just say good job. Instead, they answer questions like, what did the speaker do well? What made the speech memorable? What are the one suggestions that could make the next speech even stronger? Remember, feedback is a gift. Every piece of encouragement helps us grow. Back to you, Lee.
Okay, so now let's welcome on the stage Tamer Tommy. Tommy, can you share with us how much time you did use, please? Oh, Tommy? Or can you share in the chat board the time of this Milky disband, please?
Milky's time is 6 minutes and 49.
Very great. Awesome. So that Milky speak in the in time zone. All right. Good job, Milky. Remember, you guys, when you submit the video of the contest, maximum time is 7 minutes. All right. So now let's with me welcome on the stage to evaluator for Milky. First, I'd love to invite Scott. Scott, can you give some feedback for Milky, please?
Yeah, sure. Um, okay. Later. Okay. Okay. So first, I think the speaker did a good job making the idea clear because the whole beaten path versus a different path idea, I feel like it was easy to understand and she stuck with it throughout her whole speech, so it didn't feel confusing. I feel like the structure was also good. It had a clear beginning, middle, and end. So we started with the forest example, and then we moved on to the comfort zone and into the real life situations like school. So I feel like that made it easy to follow what she was trying to say. I like the part where she talked about fear, like worrying about failing or being judged, and I feel like that's made the speech like more real and relatable compared to most parts of the speech. Um, with that said, I think there's a few things that could be improved. So biggest one, I feel like, is the language, right? So I feel like some sentences sounded a bit unnatural or slightly hard to understand, which can probably break the flow when you're listening. It also did to my listening. It would help to simplify the wording and make it sound more like how people actually speak day to day, because I feel like a Toastmaster speech is trying to relate to people, is trying to give out a message. So it's better if you do that. So another thing is that some ideas felt a bit too familiar, right? So for example, the whole step out of your comfort zone is good, but I think it's something that is very common. That's something that we hear a lot, right? Because of that, I don't think the speech could be as unique as I thought its potential could reach, right? I feel like there was also a bit of repetition because this speech comes back to the same idea a few times without really adding anything new each time. So it would be stronger if each part developed the idea further instead of just restating it. And finally, the examples could be more specific or personal because right now they're quite general, like raising your hand or joining a club. If you added like just one detailed and real example about your daily life or just coincidences in your life, it would make the speech way more memorable, right? So I think this was a good speech with a strong message, but it would improve a lot more with natural phrasing, more original ideas, and more specific examples. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Scott. Well, Scott, like you have a very constructive feedback. I'm very agree with Scott somehow. Like one of the best factor to make a good speech, that is make it real, practical, and somehow the audience can apply some key message. A very, very constructive feedback. Wow. So now let's invite the second evaluator. Oh, I think Stella. Yes, Stella. Go on the stage.
Um, so first things first, thank you very much for your speech. It was really nice. I really like almost all of the points you've given out, especially on the point in which you mentioned, like Scott said, about fear and how some people are afraid to lose, to they are afraid of being judged at Taksha. Since that is like a problem that happens a lot, and like the majority of teens or kids or even adults nowadays. My main feedback, I would like to go first with the things you did well, before I move on to things that you can improve. So first things first, your ideas are well organized. Most of them has logical reasoning. Like you never just give it out plainly. You actually gave me an explanation on why this thing will lead to that thing, a texture. So I'm not like left alone there to think about the next thing that happens, which is something some speakers do not do. So that is very nice. Second thing is that I think your examples are also pretty great. Like Scott said, I think it can be a little bit more relatable instead of saying that, you can raise your hand, join a club, or be more social. Because For me, as somebody who learns psychology, saying that is very easy to someone, and some people might just not, but they would not acknowledge anything as they do not want to because your idea is too common and they has already that thing has already been said by many people, including their parents, a lot of times. The second situation is that maybe in a few scenarios where a person or a kid is like an introvert or a person who is a social, saying that might just like let them into a space in which they will be in deep thought because now they think that, oh no, I am losing out on a point in which that, okay, people can speak well but I speak so bad, and then they cannot step out of their comfort zone at all. So those are a few things I think you can like think of more since it will relate to their mental health as a whole, which I really care since I want you guys to have mental stability, you know? So yeah, overall I think your whole speech was nice, your examples are excellent, and the only thing you really need to do is to think of alternatives that might happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stella. I'm very appreciate you share, Stella, and Stella makes me very surprised because Stella follows psychology, right? Wow, it's a very special measure. I believe that your lives change a lot when you know about psychological about people. And in general, Milky or anyone who make a speech, there is some sharing I want to share with you. First, if you make a speech, remember, I the speech could be better if you share about your own experience, your own story, and from your own story, you have a lesson for the audience. Remember, your own story is the one the thing make you stand out and different to all the speech. The thing no one can hear from anywhere else. Right? So highly recommend you use your own experience. And in your whole speech, don't forget to connect with the audience. Don't only talk by yourself, but think more about the audience. You can give them the questions, or that you can challenge them to do something, or call to action. This will make your speech move to the higher level. Some suggestion for all of you guys, the one who want to win in the contest next time. Yeah. Okay, I see all of you have very great potential, but with more practice, you will improve a lot. Now, I go back the stage to Annie. Keep going.
Okay. Now, transitions through meetings. And we continue today's meetings. Let's remember our theme. Every speech, every answer, every challenge is another step of the beaten path. Because confidence doesn't come from staying comfortable. Confidence comes from trying something new. Yeah. So at the closing, before we begin our first sessions, I'd like to leave everyone with a final thought. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Today, that the first step might be raising your hand, it might be giving a speech, or it might be simply believing in yourself. Whatever your step is, take it with courage because amazing things happen when we choose to off the beaten path. Thank you. Okay, guys, here. Right now. So it is the time to invite our hero holder to come to the stage. Because Millie has some trouble with her internet. So okay. Now please welcome all of our hero holders with a big round. Welcome them on the stage. A hero holder. Please, Tamer, grammarians, no, let me. Accounters and speech elevators here to share a brief report on the team podcast achievement and coming up plans. Let's begin with Nikki. Okay, hi Born. Like, can you share a report on the team podcast?
Like, was a bit happy and I saw I'll share the bad news first, if you don't mind. You guys never get a chance to share it today. Okay, I'll text it later. You never give me a chance. When you did that, except for one, you all did that. Because you guys, you only made a few minor mistakes on the vocabulary and something. Not just vocabulary. So yeah, I want you guys to use kind of vibe. So I'll just say, all I have to say.
Okay. So is like now I would like to invite our general elevator to share the report, please. General elevator. Does anyone hear? Okay. Okay, guys, let's pass our key rulers report time. So, before we wrap up today's sessions, I'd like to remind everyone about our contest. Please remember to practice a tip. Follow the contest guidelines and submit your interest before the deadline. I hope to see everyone creativity and enthusiasm and unique speak. Best of luck to all participants. That brings us to the end of today's meetings. Thank you for all time, your hard work, and unique speech. Have a wonderful day. Had a wonderful weekend and see you at the next meeting. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Guys, I'm off to starts. Bye.
Okay, bye. Everyone can leave the room now.
Bye.
Bye bye.